Good afternoon, class. Sit down, please. How are we all today? Fine. Only fine. Good. Feeling good? Or feeling sad? Anybody? No? Option two? Feeling sad. Okay. Anyway, let us discuss how we are feeling in detail at a stretch, right? We have an activity planned for your class now. We have to study something, that is okay, but before studying, let us dive into an activity. We'll discover something about our emotions and then we can dive into our lesson. So the activity for today is called as feelings check-in. Let us see. I'm going to show you a presentation. I'm going to ask you certain questions. I'm going to show you certain feelings and we'll discuss those feelings at length. I will elicit answer from you all. You will give answers to me and then we will start with the class. I hope it is visible to all. Okay? Told you, very simple activity. It's called as feelings check-in and we are going to see how we are feeling today. So, as it is written over here, it's okay to feel your feelings. What are the feelings, by the way? What all feelings you know? Happy, okay. Sad, okay. Anger, good. Frustrated, very good. Worried and shocked. Shocked, okay. Tired, depressed and excited. Excited and what else? Surprised, right? Anxious, very good. So these all are several feelings that we feel throughout the day. Okay, we all are humans. We are made up of flesh and bone, that is okay. But there is one more aspect which is invisible, intangible, but exists in us, that is called as what? Emotions or feelings. Right? Let us check our feelings today. This is the feeling meter. Okay, maybe if you're here, madam has taken our class once again, I have to bring you to here so that we are ready to learn, because you cannot study anything if you are in an angry state of mind. You can only learn things when you are calm and poised and happy. Okay, and that learning is the best learning. So anybody who's feeling angry? Anshuman? Yes. So what you can do? Are you feeling your face feeling hot? No? You're clenching your hands? No? And your heart is beating fast. Maybe if I show you the exam papers, that time you may feel the same thing, right? So in that case, you have to do these things. Okay? Feeling emotion is okay, but channelizing it into a positive one is rather important. Or if you're feeling frustrated, tomorrow we have economics exam, what can we do? You have to study so much, right? So if you're feeling frustrated, you feel like giving up. Or nahi hoga, bas itna hi, we can't study more. This, right? Or it's hard to concentrate, I cannot understand the statistics now. Or I want to shout. I don't want to listen to anybody else, what madam is saying. If you're feeling this way, do this. Take a small break. Okay? Watch a video, take a walk in the nature, talk to your friend, help your mother in kitchen. Okay? Take a small break and come back to study. Anybody's feeling worried? No? How much we will get in English examination? Now we are feeling worried. If you are feeling worried, stomach feels funny, butterflies in the stomach, right? In that case, you can do this. Talk to your teacher, talk to your friends, talk to your parents, and talk to them about your worries, and then your worries will channelize into something more positive, something more effective. So, like this, there are many other feelings. We cannot see all. I have 18 slides with me. I want this to be everybody's emotion right now because we are going to start a new lesson. I hope everybody is excited now. You want to learn something new? Yes. You want to take break from economics? Now you are feeling excited? Sure, everybody? Okay. So let us dive into another activity of today. I am going to show you one more short video clip. After you watch the video clip, let me tell you how you feel about the video clip. Can we do that? So let me. Shall we? What are we seeing? Nature, butterflies, plant, a soothing music. Feeling nice? Now, water, drops of water, nature again. Now, what was that? Snow. If I say snow, something clicks to your mind. Dust of snow. We have a poem lined up called as Dust of Snow. How do you feel when you see this? Nice? Now, as many of you were saying, no, we feel worried, we feel frustrated, we feel angry. Imagine if that is a scenario. Imagine you taking a walk in the nature. Okay, you happen to see a small puppy playing or a small squirrel jumping. How do you feel at that time? Happy? Excited? And all your worries vanish. It vapors up. Yes or no? That is what our poem tells us. Our poem tells us that small, significant things, how it can bring a huge change in your lives. Whatever the worry may be, whatever the problem may be, whatever the impact of problem may be, one small touch with nature, one small, interaction with nature can change everything. Yes or no? Do you all believe in that? Class is going on, suddenly starts raining. You all feel very happy. We don't know the reason. Just by seeing the rain, we feel very happy. Yes or no? And imagine snow in Barampur, how would you feel? Nice, no? Excellent. That is what the poem speaks about. Now, who is the poet of this poem?
Robert Frost.
Robert Frost. We all know him. Sure?
Yes.
Have you read any of the poems before about Robert Frost?
Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice. Okay, maybe in class 9th you have studied a poem, a very important one. The Road Not Taken. The Road Not Taken was a very famous poem from Robert Frost. What does it speak about? Two diverging paths. That means that shows what? Dilemma, choices, right? Taking decisions. Yes or no? So Robert Frost, he is an American poet and he always writes about such small petty things but which has huge impact in our lives. Yes or no? Taking decision, whether I shall be, happy, whether I shall be sad or happy today. Small decision. But who will make the decision? We will. Yes, nobody can make that decision for us. For example, after class 10, science or commerce. Small decision again, not small, big decision actually I would say, because it entirely depends, your profession will entirely depends on one such small decision that you make, right? Similarly, here in this poem, again Robert Frost is speaking about small thing. Small thing like what? Dust of snow. What is the title of the poem? Dust of snow. What do you mean by dust of snow? Dust? What do you mean by it? Tiny small particles, right, of snow, right? And how those tiny small particles of snow can change your entire mood, can change your entire spirit and can enliven you up. That is what we are going to see. Shall we see one more video?
Robert Frost was one of the greatest American poets of the 20th century. He was born in San Francisco, California, and later moved to Lawrence, Massachusetts. He spent the years 1912 to 1915 in England to devote himself entirely to writing. Then he moved back to the United States. His poems are notable for the realistic depiction of the rural life of New England, They are also concerned with the complexities of life, human tragedies, and fears. Some of his best known collections are North of Boston, New Hampshire, West Running Brook, Mountain Interval, and Complete Poems. He was conferred with the Pulitzer Prize 4 times and was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature.
So you must have heard Pulitzer Prize is one of our very notable prizes in literature, given to writers, journalists, authors, all these people, right? Similarly, he was also nominated for Nobel Prize in Literature. I hope you all are aware about it. All are aware? An Indian won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Who was he? Rabindranath Tagore. Very good. Rabindranath Tagore. Right? And he was the first Indian, in fact, first Asian to win that Nobel Prize. Okay. Apart from that, Robert Frost is also called as Poet Laureate of USA. Okay. So let us see what information we have.
He also received the title Poet Laureate of Vermont
As
in
mentioned.
1961 and the Congressional Gold Medal in 1962. Dust of Snow depicts how a simple event in nature brings about a transformation in the poet's mood. Let's see what happens in Dust of Snow by Rob.
I hope we all are ready to see the summary by now. Before you want to see the summary, shall we see the text? Will it be okay? Let us see the text first, okay? Let me take you to ebooks now. Can anybody please tell me what is the page number of this poem? I would like Tanmay to tell me. Tanmay Padi, please tell me the page number of this poem. 14. Sit down, please. So this is the poem for us. I'm sorry. Let us do it again. Was it 14? All right. Okay. So please see this. Very simple poem. Before we see the summary, let us read the poem together. So the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Very simple to understand, right? It speaks about how a crow's movement happens to, make the dust of snow fall on him. And that falling of snow on the poet and the touch of the snow with his skin has enlivened his entire spirit for the day. The entire day, which was already rude, okay, which he was spending in regret that why he has wasted such a beautiful day. That entire day was saved because of a crow and the snow which fell because of him. Right? Let us see the summary now. I hope everybody understood that. Right? I am not getting any answers. Let us resume the video.
Robert Frost. People do not think much of some birds, like crows. People stay away from certain plants, like hemlock, because it is poisonous. But not everyone. Frost in the poem shows us another side to the crow and the hemlock. Let's see how he does that. The poet is standing under a hemlock tree. Suddenly, a crow scatters some snow on him. Such a simple event changes the mood of the poet. Before this, his day was filled with regrets. But now he feels better. He feels that at least some part of his day is saved.
That is what we have seen in the text, right? The same thing has been explained here. Now, what was the movement of the crow? Anybody can tell me whether mentioned in the poem? The crow came flying by or took his flight. Anything has been mentioned? Nothing has been mentioned. We don't know whether the crow has landed on the tree or taken the flight or maybe changed the branches in the tree. But whatever the movement of the crow was, that movement had created some, disturbance in the snow, right? And that small change in the movement of the crow, right? This is a crow with us. Small change in the movement of the crow had enlivened the spirit of the poet. That is what we have seen here in the poem.
So, while most people only see the crow and hemlock as bad, Frost associates them with simple happiness.
Now, before we dive into the further details of the chapter, we have seen that the agent of change was. Everybody has seen that. What is the color of the crow? Black color is usually associated with which emotion? Negative emotion. I don't know whether you people are aware or not. In India, maybe it's not happening, but in Western nations, when people goes to funeral, you all understand? When people goes to funeral, the death ceremony, last rites, people they officially wear the black formals. Are you aware about it? To show what? To show sadness, mourning. Yes or no? That is why black is always associated with negativity, pessimism. Okay, but it is not necessary. Is it necessary? Is it? That's what poet has seen. Poet has seen crow differently. Everybody says that crow is negative, but according to poet, this negative agent can bring a positivity in the poet. Okay, and that is what matters. You know, every side, every coin has two sides. It is all our perspective that matters. Yet, you know, simple C. This is a C. If it turns upside down, it becomes a smile. It's all about the perspective. Yes or no? That is what the poet is trying to show us. Let us see what else we have in our literary elements.
Now let us look at the literary elements of the poem Dust of Snow. In the poem, Frost uses the crow, the hemlock tree, and the dust of snow as symbols. Crow and hemlock usually signify.
So what he has used it as, there are three symbols in the poem. What are they? Crow. About crow, just now we have discussed. About hemlock tree, I'll tell you something. May be mentioned or may not be mentioned. Hemlock tree, this tree. Okay, this tree usually found in the coniferous, a coniferous kind of tree, usually present in the mountainous region. But there is another kind of shrub called as hemlock. Shrub, you understand? Difference between shrub and tree? Shrub is smaller in size, smaller in height, and tree is little large, exactly, tall. So exactly, this is the point. Hemlock is also a kind of shrub which was used to poison Socrates. Socrates, are you aware about him? Aristotle. Aristotle, you must have heard. He's also called as father of biology, right? He was one of the thinkers, one of the philosophers. So his master Socrates, he was given hemlock as poison, and he drank it and he died. So hemlock here is a symbol of death. Okay, this is symbol of negativity, bad omen. This is symbol of death. But again, in the poem, has the hemlock tree done any harm to the poet? Actually, it held all the snow with it, and because the crow sat on hemlock tree, that's why the snow fell. So all these three symbols, whatever they're associated with, they are used here in a very positive manner. Okay, that's what the Robert Frost outlook is. He has a very optimistic outlook on life. Okay, let us see this.
By something bad. But in the poem, they bring joy to the poet and make him feel better. Frost uses simple imagery like a crow scattering snow from hemlock tree and dust of snow falling on the poet to depict the positive effect of nature on the poet. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree.
Now, rhyme scheme, finding out the rhyme scheme everybody is aware of. Anybody can help me with this? Sure? How do we find it out? Pramit? What do we see when we have to find out the rhyme scheme? Last word. So these are the last word, Pramit. Sit down, please. Tell me, Anand. Crow is which? What shall I write here? Why A? Because this is the first sound it's ending with. Am I right? Sit down, please. Abhash. Next one. Why B? One sound is already present. We have a new sound, so we have to give a new letter to it. Exactly, right? Sit down, please. Yes, Shriyansu, tell me the next one. Why A again?
Because in the first one it was
Crow. And then we have snow. Crow and snow. They rhyme. That's why we have A and A. Sit down, please. Yes, tell me, Vipasha, the last one? B. Why B? Because me and tree are rhyming. So that's why we have a rhyme scheme of A, B, A, B. The second stanza of the poem, we have different rhyme scheme. Okay? Has given my heart a change of mood. So that will go like C, D, C, D. So overall, the rhyme scheme of the poem will be A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. This for the first stanza, this for the second stanza. I hope it is understood to all. Easy one. Okay, let me clear this up and let's go back to the video again and we'll complete this. Here we were.
The
Right.
words crow and snow rhyme with each other. The words me and tree also rhyme with each other. So if we assign A to crow and snow and B to me and tree, then the rhyme scheme of the stanza is A-B-A-B.
Done. This much we have understood. Now please take out your notes, everybody. Right? These are the notes that we have to write down. I'll tell you what to write exactly. Give the title of the chapter first of all with the date. Do it fast. I hope it's done. Now see. Overview we don't have to write. It's just to understand what are the things present over here. So the important theme in the chapter is what? That small things have big change in one's attitude. This is what we have seen. Understood? Clear to all? See the next one now. Key events we all have seen. Crow sitting on a tree shook the branches, the snow fell, and the poet mood was lifted. There was a change in the mood. The poet was being depressed. We have seen that. He has been negative because he told my entire day was spent in regret. But just because of that small activity, my entire day has been saved. Themes, I told you, there are two important. First is importance of small event in one's life. Okay, the small event of what? Right? And the second is what? How we connect to the nature. Not everybody can change our mood. Okay, you're sad and your friends come and he says that let's go to movie. That will not change your mood, first of all. But nature has that power that it can change your mood. That is what we have seen in the chapter. So this you have to write it down. Please write. First mention the themes and then you can write about the significance, right? Quickly. We have to see some more activities. We have to cover poetic devices as well. Fast. Good. Very good. About this. Is it done? Very good. Sure. And this last. About both the themes. Completed? Very good. Excellent. Now the important part of the poem. We cannot understand any poem without figurative language, poetic devices. Now this is called as what? What is this called as? Giant wheel. But this is very tiny one, no? How can we say this is giant wheel? Tiny wheel. We have another name for that. It is also called as Ferris wheel. Okay, or roundabout. In layman's language, but it is called as Ferris wheel. Now this Ferris wheel contain all poetic devices. Not all. There are many poetic devices. Some major ones are here. Okay, I will show you some poetic devices, no doubt. But before that, you try your luck. Come and rotate this. Pick one and find it out whether it is present in the poem or not. Okay? Anybody would like to volunteer? I will come to you, okay? You just have to rotate this. Rotate. Pick one after rotating. Okay, pick it up. Pick one. So you have picked what? Onomatopoeia. Is it onomatopoeia is present here? What is onomatopoeia? The words which shows sounds. Say it loudly. The word which says sounds. Do we have any words that represent sounds here? So onomatopoeia is crossed. Anybody else would like to try? Shall you? Please try. It's okay. It's okay. No issue. Something is stuck. No issue. Yes, please. Pick one. One thing. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yes. Now you try. Yes. Metaphor. Metaphor. Is metaphor present in the poem? Yes or no? Say in one word. Yes or no? Sit down, please. Yes or no? No? If I say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
No? Okay. Tanmay, try one more. Just a minute. It's coming out. Yes. Okay, try. Pick one, pick one.
Yes.
Simile. Do we have simile in the poem? Do we have simile in the poem? No? Will you try, Amrita? Try once. Personification. Have we seen personification here? We will find all your answers. Sit down, please. Thank you. We will find all your answers in the next video that I'm going to show you. Okay, let us find our answers here.
Now let us look at the literary elements of the poem Dust of Snow. In the poem, Frost uses the crow, the hemlock tree, and the dust of snow as symbols. Crow and hemlock usually signify something bad, but in the poem, they bring joy to the poet and make him feel better. Frost uses simple imagery like a crow scattering snow from a hemlock tree and the dust of snow falling on the poet to depict the positive effect of nature on the poet.
This we haven't find here, right? Imagery. What do you mean by imagery? Your answer is given here in the word itself. Just break it. Image. When you read something and when it forms a mental image in your mind, that is called as imagery. Of course, when we were reading the poem, we could actually imagine a person walking, the snow falling, and he's mood lifting up. That's why it is called as imagery.
The way a crow shook down
Done.
on me
Rhyme
the
scheme we
dust
have
of
already
snow
covered.
from a hemlock tree. The words crow and snow rhyme with each other. The words me and tree also rhyme with each other. So if we assign A to crow and snow and B to me and tree, then the rhyme scheme of the stanza is A-B-A-B.
So this much we have seen. Along with that, there are few more not listed over here, but I would like you to note down. Please note down. Let me change the color. Red will do.
Yes, ma'am.
So your few more
Resonance.
assonance we have. Consonants we don't have. We don't have. But we have alliteration with us.
Yes.
Okay? Along with alliteration, imagery, we also have symbolism covered in one of your videos. Right? So these are few more poetic devices used in this poem. Have you all listed down?
Yes, ma'am.
Your homework, I have given you the poetic device. You will tell me which line has the poetic device. For example, assonance, where can you find it? You will be telling me in the next class. All okay? Very simple task. You'll be covering it in 5 minutes. So almost we have come to the end of the class. I'm ending with a homework, right? And before I end the actual class, shall we watch that video again?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
But before I do that, I would like to stand up, please. Those who have answered my questions correctly, come here. Pramit has answered my question correctly. Anshuman has done. Who else here? She has done. Amrita has done. Vipasha has done. Who else? So whoever has answered my question correctly, they will get a smiley from me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Who else? Anand and Abhas. Tanmay is looking as if I'm going to give him one. Shall we? We can have it later, no issue. Thank you so much. With this, we are ending the class. Sit down, please, everybody. I hope we are not ending our class with these faces. Okay? We are ending with our class with, right? So let us watch the video and complete the class. Let's dive into again. Just give me a minute. Right. Okay, class. Thank you so much. With this, okay, have a nice day, everyone. Sit down.